Can Rashaad Penny be a league winner in the fantasy football playoffs? That's a question in 2021 I didn't think we'd have to ask at all. But here we are. It's your boy Eric coming out with you with another video and telling you why somebody like Rashaad Penny is somebody you want to pick up. We're going to look at the Seattle Seahawks running back depth chart. And boy, have they been banged up. Chris Carson has been on IR with a neck issue. Hopefully he's cleared to play for next season, but certainly out this year. Alex Collins has been limited. He's had groin and abdomen injuries. He had 7 carries for 16 yards last game, so not really effective on the field. Adrian Peterson actually missed last game also with a back issue, and he had 11 for 16 and 1 touchdown in his only game with Seattle this year. Remember, he was with the Titans as well and ended up getting cut. We look at Travis Homer, who was out in week 14 with a calf issue. Pete Carroll said he was hopeful that he would be ready for week 15, but it sounds like even if he's ready, that it won't be a full snap count. We have DJ Dallas, who has 18 carries this year, kind of more of a utility guy, the receiving back as well. Now, the biggest issue with Rashaad Penny and why he hasn't been talked about before has been his durability. So in his 4 seasons, he's missed 21 games, including 13 last season. He tore his ACL in 2019, and this is typically viewed as a 2-year injury where you're going to really kind of, the first year we're easing you back in, and the second year is when you're getting your explosiveness. And he's had some setbacks, and this was a quote from a Seattle Tribune article where he said, "I've never been hurt a day in my life." And he was talking about the struggle returning from the ACL injury, where he didn't really know how his body would react and the timeline of it. Remember, this is a guy that showed potential in college. He was actually picked higher than Nick Chubb. So the Seahawks saw something in him that they thought would be their long-term potential. And we're looking at the flashes of it. So prior to his 16 carry, 137 yard, 2 touchdown, 26.9 PPR scoring on Sunday against the Texans, he's shown a couple games. So 2 100-yard rushing games in his career prior to that. He had 14 for 129 and 1 touchdown back in 2019. Back in 2018, he had 12 for 108 and 1. So the 2 games prior to his ACL tear, he had 203 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. So he's shown the potential to get this done in the past. Now, we're going to look at the fantasy football playoffs and the outlook. So week 15, he plays at the Rams for the 7th ranked run defense, allowing just about 100 rushing yards per game. They certainly looked good last night against the Cardinals. Week 16, he plays the Bears at home, the 24th ranked run defense, allowing 120 yards per game. Remember, they don't have Khalil Mack the rest of this season. And then week 17, the fantasy championships. The Lions are giving up the 28th most amount of yards per game at 135.2. Now, we look at the game script, and Seattle has averaged 23 rushing attempts per game, which is 28th in the NFL. But a lot of it hasn't been favorable game script as they've been coming from behind. And as we saw with their Texans game when they had the lead, that they wanted to continue to run the football and limit Russell throwing the ball. Remember, he is coming off that torn ligament in his finger. But I say this about Rashaad Penny being a league winner. I don't think you can trust him against the Rams. Now, we look at Seattle's last 5 games and how much they've scored: 17, 20, 20, 16, and 12. 4 of those 5 games are a loss. As somebody that is a 49ers fan and pays attention to the NFC West battles, the Rams have the Seahawks numbers. The Rams have a dominant defensive line. Seattle's biggest weakness is their offensive line. The game script doesn't work well. Well, they'll probably need to be passing. So if you can wait till weeks 16 and 17 against the Bears and Lions when it's a favorable game script, I think Rashaad Penny is going to be a league winner. So if you can stash him this week, if you can spend some fab, if you have better options to play than Rashaad Penny at your running backs or flex, I would go with that. But keep in mind, I think he could be a league winner week 16 and 17. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is he somebody that you're targeting? Do you like another Seattle running back better? Are you looking at other options on the waiver wire? Thanks for watching, and best of luck in the fantasy.